virgin betrothed to a man named Joseph of the house of David, and the virgin's name was Mary. And coming to her, he said, Hail, full of grace, the Lord is with you. But she was greatly troubled at what was said, and pondered what sort of greeting this might be. Then the angel said to her, Do not be afraid, Mary, for you have found favor with God. Behold, you will conceive in your womb and bear a son, and you shall name him Jesus. He will be great and will be called Son of the Most High. And the Lord God will give him the throne of David his father, and he will rule over the house of Jacob forever, and of his kingdom there will be no end. But Mary said to the angel, How can this be, since I have no relations with a man? And the angel said to her in reply, The Holy Spirit will come upon you, and the power of the Most High will overshadow you. Therefore, the child to be born will be called Holy, the Son of God. And behold, Elizabeth, your relative, has also conceived a son in her old age. And this is the 6th month for her who is called barren, for nothing will be impossible for God. Mary said, Behold, I am the handmaid of the Lord. May it be done to me according to your word. Then the angel departed from her. The Gospel of the Lord. Today is the Feast of the Most Holy Rosary, and this feast was established in 1571 by the Pope at the time, who was Pope Pius V, and he established the feast in thanksgiving really to God and the intercession of the Blessed Mother, because on April 30th, a battle was fought, a sea battle, called the Battle of Lepanto, and the Christian army was greatly outnumbered by the Turkish army. And as the Turkish ships were coming toward Rome and toward the Christian army, the Pope pleaded with the whole city of Rome to pray the Rosary, asking the intercession of the Blessed Mother that this almost impossible defeat might be managed. And so, in fact, the Christian army did overcome the Turkish army, although they were well outnumbered. And as an act of thanksgiving, the Pope established the Feast of the Holy Rosary to commemorate that battle in 1571. And the feast has been celebrated ever since then. It was celebrated previously on April 30th in commemoration of that battle, but now on October 7th. Now, I wanted to talk just a little bit about the Rosary, because oftentimes the Rosary is a bit misunderstood. The Rosary, John Paul II called a school of prayer, a school of contemplation. And the reason that the Rosary is such a useful prayer is that it really involves the three primary stages, if you will, or levels of private prayer. The first is called vocal prayer, the second, meditative or discursive prayer, and finally, contemplative prayer. So the purpose of the Rosary is not to say as many Hail Marys as possible until you lose your mind, but rather to keep saying the Hail Mary as if it were background music, to keep you focused, keep us focused on the fact that we're trying to meditate on each of those 15 or 20 mysteries of the life of the Lord and His Mother. So the vocal prayer aspect is actually saying, repeating the Our Fathers and the Hail Marys and the Glory Bees, to create a background music, if you will, and to keep us focused. The second stage or level of private prayer is what we call meditative or discursive prayer. The idea is to try to enter into those mysteries in our imagination. St. Ignatius of Loyola was a master of this school of thought, to imagine ourselves in the situation or to imagine ourselves outside the situation and see what it is that we can learn from that. What can we glean from the time we spend thinking about the mysteries of the Lord's life and how they impacted the people in His time, how they impact us. And finally, the third level of private prayer called contemplative prayer. And this is not the sort of prayer that we can accomplish by ourselves. Rather, contemplative prayer is, you might say, God praying in us, or God speaking to us. And that's something that He chooses to do when He wants to do it, as He wants to do it, not when we want it to happen, or we try to make it happen. So the idea is that the vocal prayer and the meditative prayer, if you will, prepare the soil so that God can plant the seeds. Our task is to keep that soil watered, fertilized, tilled up, so that when God chooses to give us a little insight, a little consolation, as Ignatius of Loyola called it, we will be prepared for that. So for this reason, John Paul II and many others before him encouraged the daily recitation of the Rosary, because he said it's a school of prayer. The more we do it, the better we get at praying